Okay. So, I was reading the title of your book and I thought it is very, very interesting because you talk about golf, cigars, and
Mhm.
Scotch, which
Mhm.
is almost like the high-end stuff where, you've arrived now, you play golf,
Uh, uh,
you are at a certain point in your life, you smoke cigars and you drink Scotch, so. And I like the fact that you say this is more about balancing and also so I see golf, I see cigars, I see Scots and then I see fatherhood and I'm trying to just link everything.
yeah.
Would you be able to just unpack for us, why golf, cigars, Scotch, and fatherhood?
Yes. So, golf cigars and scotch, right? They all have this one thing in common. You must have patience, right? So, with golf, I don't care how good you are at golf, and I've been playing since COVID. So, I knew the game of golf as a child, but I never played. Baseball was my sport.
Yeah.
Um, but always knew about golf, right? I used to watch it on TV. But during COVID, the only places we could go was somewhere outside. And
True, yeah.
so I was golfing, so I ended up golfing like two, three times a week. I'm gonna jump
Yeah.
to the Scotch part. So Bonnie, I don't know
Okay.
if you know this. So this is two. I got to SA in 2009. I was a vodka drinker, right? I got my Scotch game from the elders in South Africa. So I used to have business meetings while I was at Enablers. Um, what's the steak spot that's in Ay, 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 ay. By Nelson Mandela Square, Nelson Mandela Square. It's a high-end steak and wine spot.
Uh, okay, I don't remember, but okay, we'll we'll
Yeah. Okay.
we'll
Yeah. So
remember along the
anyway, yeah,
conversation. Yeah.
yeah. Um, it's right around the SA Exchange, the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. Anyway, um, we would have these meetings, and at this point, I was drinking martinis. And the elder South Africans were like, "Hey, man, what are you drinking?" I'm like, "I'm having a vodka martini." I mean, they olives and everything, right? And they're like, "No, no, 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 no. We got to bring you a proper drink. You're in SA now." So the waiter brings over a Scotch cart. Had Glenfiddich 15, and I that was 20. That was 2009. And I have been drinking scotch ever since. Now, since then, I've been to Scotland. I've been to every whiskey fest you can think of. When I go to Asia, I'm always looking for different Japanese scotches. So I have SA to thank for that. The cigar thing, I've been smoking cigars since I was 18. So my uncle, James, he was a cigar smoker, and I used to sneak his cigars. He used to keep his in the refrigerator, which you never should do for the humidity factor.
Yeah.
But I used to sneak them, and he would be like, "Man, who's taking my cigars?" Knowing it was me because it was only my grandmother and he in the house, and of course my grandmother didn't smoke. Um, and so that's been a habit. Wow, 18, almost 30 years, which of course my wife doesn't like. I don't smoke cigars like I used to, but again,
Okay.
it's when it's when it's something when you're relaxing. Um, you're building camaraderie with other men. And women smoke cigars too now. So the first time I went to South Africa, they only had one cigar shop, and it was in Nelson Mandela Square. Now I heard they have cigar bars. Neighboring Mozambique, friends of mine, they have cigar lounges that they've built through different cigar brands, through partnering with them. So every person I talk to who's kind of been in the cigar business, I always tell them Africa, and particularly South Africa, there is a market. If you're not hitting it, you're missing out on a lot of dollars. And in business, that's how you get people's attention economically. So I'm always thinking of SA in that point. Um, Ernie Els is from SA, right? So there are great golf courses in South Africa, right? So
Quite a
Man,
lot
you
of
all are
them,
lucky.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. 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 So again, and then to connect that with the book, um, those three things help me be a better father, right? Because you have to have patience with
Okay.
your children. Um,
Okay.
my son is not necessarily going to be like me. First of all, I want him to be better than me, right? But there are certain things
Yeah.
that I do that he may never do. Like my father was a freelance photographer. I wish now that I knew how to take pictures, right? I mean, you could hold up an iPhone and take pictures, but no, I mean, with the lens and tripods and having that keen eye. My father had that. I didn't. So for me, it's learning to give my son the space to be himself, right? Um, and so those things help me do that. And then it's another way for us to build camaraderie through the golf. Like I'm already teaching them golf. We went last Father's Day. We're going to go this Father's Day. We'll walk 9, and then, you know, he'll probably jump on the cart for the other 9.